The firm size impacts the costs and disclosures of the company in many ways. First, smaller firms incur more costs when compiling and disclosing information than larger firms. This is due to the company's complex accounting standards and disclosure requirements. Smaller firms also don't have the resources necessary to attract investors compared to larger firms. Larger firms are able to broadcast financial statements with the SEC, allowing their information to be public and accessible by any user. When companies are able to attract more investors, the company's value and capital is increased. FASB takes into consideration the cost of smaller companies by requiring them to only disclose what they find to be most relevant and cost effective. For example, privately held companies do not need to provide segmental disclosures and earnings per share requirements. This helps to relieve some of the costs for smaller firms. Disclosures for smaller companies require more information than larger firms. Because there's not as much information publicly available for smaller companies, investors rely heavily on the information reported. That being said, disclosures are necessary for these small companies in order to increase or solidify investor confidence. The more these companies disclose, the more investors they will attract. However, the more they disclose, the greater the cost they will incur. So the question remains, where is the line drawn? At what point will the benefits exceed the costs? In response to this question, I think the cost-benefit threshold should be determined on a company basis for these smaller companies. When larger companies are disclosing information, they are simply adding value to the information they have already recognized in the financial statements. The disclosures assist users in understanding the information represented and allows users to better analyze the information provided.